EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Today it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Denver Broncos. A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And what a return. Great field position all the way out to the 48 there.
In the course of the game, we focus on the offense and the defense, and we give lip service to the special teams. It's way bigger than that. The third phase of any football team, and special teams provided the spark to begin this game.
Here's Nix to throw right away. Throw left side complete. That's Sutton. They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down. You look at this Raiders defense. They've been very good against the pass so far this year. Number 4 in the NFL right now.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Now 2nd and 9. Throwing Nix. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up.
Bombers. Captain.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. On 4th down, Jeremy Crawshaw on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this will be touchdown inside the 20. They'll spot it at the 18-yard line. At their own 18-yard line. Working to put a drive together.
60 back. Let's go.
They'll run for the first time with Ashton Jeanty. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. This defense for the Broncos, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. They'll get this out to Genty. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. When you look at this Bronco defense, they find themselves just a couple of spots outside of the top 10 defending the pass, number 12 in the league.
I think if you talk to their head coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it, he would admit there's definitely room to improve.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. That's caught. It's Dante Thornton. But he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down. It's 4th down. They're going to try and throw. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Well, partner, that was a heck of a play right there because there is no chance that he was the primary receiver on that play. Definitely checked it down to him and just said, please, help us out, make a play. And he does and delivers a 1st down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Thornton. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that will bring up 2nd down. At the 46-yard line. Back to throw again. Open man down the field. It's Bowers. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Brock Bowers, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point attempt to follow here. And that makes it 7-zip Vegas.
Makes the score Raiders 7, Broncos nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah, that's a nice pickup there, especially when it comes on the heels of a 3-and-out the first time you have the ball. They were determined to not have that happen again, and that's a nice throw for their first down of the game.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Passes pass. Complete to Marvin Mims. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 40-yard line.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with 2nd down and less than a yard. Now the Central Florida product is R.J. Harvey. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. The Broncos at 2-1 now to start the campaign. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play.
And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Here's 2nd and 10. Down the sideline he goes. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Bo Nix, 36 yards. And the Broncos are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Lutz with the extra point. And we are tied at 7.
That ties the game at 7.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
From the 41, here's a 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. This is caught by Tucker. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
It's a gain of 25 yards. And the Raider 1st down.
A run straight ahead with Genty. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And the Broncos get there and take him down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's into the hands of his tight end Bowers. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's fourth down.
Well, don't tell any defensive coordinator I've played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the fourth down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. An audible here to get a new look.
60, the Warriors, 70. Come 19, come 19. 60 left, yeah, 60 left, go.
Back to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. So after the conversion on fourth, here's first and 10 just outside of the red zone. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. Well, looks like they'll move things around here. They'll send the tight end in motion. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Well, he's been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Now a second and 10. They'll look to throw again. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Broncos are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set here for third down. To throw, here's Nix. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle. That's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
A 2nd and 7 with our score tied at 7, but they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it? Now back to throw. He'll find Genty out of the backfield. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And the Raiders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
At the 8-yard line.
Let's go now. Bronco 80. 18, Pioneer. Hey, Smash. 79 Broncos.
On 1st down, it's Genty. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Ashton Genty in the final seconds of the first half. And the Raiders have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
26-yard line.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. A 1-touchdown ball game. 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half it didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
A gain of 15. First down, Raiders.
Back to throw now on first down. Finds his man. It's John Mechie. And he's got this down to the 35. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
First down. A gain of 15. And the Las Vegas first down.
He'll look to throw. Ball tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nick Benito. And the Broncos will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. Nix to the air. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole.
A gain of 2.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
Zone read to give to Harvey. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level. No surprise they decided to throw on third down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it.
Captain.
They'll go for it. Here's Nix. That is caught. And he's brought down. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
Nick's going to keep this himself. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Nick's going to give to Harvey. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
On
3rd down, Harvey. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
And the Broncos,
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing Nix. That'll be taken in by Shaheed. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are an extra point away from evening this one up. Looks good on the extra point. And we are tied at 14. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. They start from scratch here, so to speak. 14 all following the interception last time that led to a score. Now they've got it 1st and 10. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
2nd and 1. Looking deep downfield. It's caught at the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Dante Thornton, 55 yards. And the Raiders have moved out in front here in the final minute of the 3rd quarter. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is now 21-14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Oh, good return up past the 30.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
2nd and 18 at the 25-yard line.
To throw is Nix. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. Over the middle and complete to Shaheed. And he will have the Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Broncos 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
So both teams trade touchdowns, and the 3rd as we're through 3 quarters of play. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4.
Bombers.
Now it's Nix. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the 1st.
And what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up 1st downs.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Nix. Now he's going to step up and run.
Well, this has certainly turned into a showcase game for what he can do on the ground because they're just continuing to give him chances to run it, and he's earning every additional carry by putting up positive yardage on each run.
Now a 2nd and 2. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He'll get that complete to Franklin. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 26. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Now they'll change things around before the snap. Harvey now on 1st and 10. They'll get this down to the 21, just on the edge of the red zone.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
21-yard line.
You kidding me? Really? Are you kidding me?
Now 2nd and 5.
Captain. Hold on, son. Ready.
Looking to throw. Nix. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. The offense on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
Hold on, son. Ready.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix. Gets this complete to Shaheed. And he will have the Broncos' first down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards.
They've been moving the ball well, but this drive was in danger of stalling out. Fortunately, this is a nice throw here, and they're able to pick up a new set of downs.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. That'll be complete to Harvey. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. R.J. Harvey, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. But don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter, and a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. Here's 2nd and a yard. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Short throw caught by Bowers.
That gets them the first down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
A gain of 3 yards. And the Raiders first down.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. He'll look to throw. This will be complete to Mechie. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
Here's first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
A give out of the gun to Genty. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Here's a 2nd and 7. It's caught downfield by Mechie. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now. And now an audible here into something else. A run out of the gun with Genty. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. They'll come up now. 2nd and 9. They'll go again with Genty. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And his kick here is good. And the Raiders escape with a victory.